Effectively communicating privacy notices. We have been talking about what are privacy notices and how should it be created. Now let's talk about how it should be communicated to the audience. Welcome to my YouTube channel where you have been watching daily new content on data privacy. In this video we are going to talk of privacy notice, and let's begin with what a privacy is. Privacy gives me the right to choose what personal information do I want to share, with whom am I sharing this information, what is the purpose of sharing this information, and would he be sharing my information with any other third party? If yes, then with whom and why? And privacy gives me those rules and laws that safeguard my personal interest if in case I see my information being misused or wrongly shared with anyone else. Now the process of seeking my permission to collect my information, process my information and share my information is also known as consent management. So privacy notice, as we discussed earlier, is the mechanism how you communicate to your users as to what are your methods of collecting and processing data. What are the key components of data privacy as such? The basic essentials: your purpose should be very clear. You should collect minimum and only relevant information, no extra information. The consent should be free. It would be free if in case you are defining a very clear purpose. You should respect all the user rights which are there within the world of data privacy, and there are videos available on my channel on consent management and user rights. The process of collecting and processing data should be extremely transparent, and most importantly about the purpose, clear purpose, very clear communication about the purpose of collecting the data, how it would be processed and how it would be shared, and the mechanism of communicating clearly as to what is the purpose of collecting data, how is it going to be processed and shared, is known as issuing a privacy notice. This information is supposed to be covered under issuing a privacy notice. So what is a privacy notice? A document discussed or shared with external entities, which could be your employees in a lot of privacy respects, but your external users, your customers, could be your vendors as well, future prospects. They are called data subjects in the world of data privacy. And at the time of collecting the information, you want to tell them why are you collecting the information, how would you use it, what are your organization's privacy policies. So you use a privacy notice, a document that helps you to convey the information about what are you going to do with their information through a document, and that document is the privacy notice. How do you use it? How do you communicate it? One simple way: you have an online presence. Most of the companies would have a website now. So your website should have a privacy section. It should have a privacy notice to let users to the external world know how are you going to handle their information and what information are you going to capture. Now the information being captured and being processed, it could be offline or online, both. Cookies online or online forms, or could be offline, but your organization's way of handling that information should be available in the privacy notice available. And we have already discussed in the last video as to what all should be the essential components of a privacy notice as such. Maybe you have a footer area of your web page all across the website, or maybe only the home page where you have the privacy notice available. Or if in case you are an e-commerce website, or you are a community forum or something, the moment anyone creates their account and gets registered, you should show them the privacy notice of your organization. If you are communicating through an application, which could be again an e-commerce thing or just a utilization, a support forum, something, then at the time of application registration you should display your privacy notice. And of course it is expected, or it is advised, that you also have a privacy section even in your applications now, because in your applications you are going to collect a lot of information. Support sites, may even collect logs from the customer environment, so their privacy notices are equally important to be published. If it's a mobile app, mobile pop-up can come up, and we also call that as a just-in-place notice, where the notice is displayed to you just when you are about to collect the information, or just when the mobile app is about to collect the information. Other than that, all your physical locations, your offices, guest areas, reception and all for the external world, your in-office areas for your staff, for the privacy policy or privacy notice applicable for them. If you are a retail store, if you have branch offices, all your locations should have at least one set of privacy notice available on the main areas, so that the visitors know how the personal information is being taken care of. Communication is another good method. Email updates on both the new notices as well as the updates and changes on privacy notices. So you should communicate with each of your user whose information you are processing, and you should tell them what are the new updates through email. You can use messaging applications also, which may not give the complete notice but at least give links or hyperlinks to the notice. Maybe if your notice has only 8-10 points and you have a good mailing application, you send it to hyperlinks, like we studied yesterday while creating a notice, that you have key terms on the main bulleted point, and someone clicks on the hyperlinks and get into details, right? So that way you can send the privacy notice through hyperlinks also. So that could be a very effective method, because everyone has mobile phones in their hand. And another important way is through consent management forms. You are going to collect consent of a user for any application, which we are going to discuss again in the next video as to what is a consent and what is a privacy notice. But when you are collecting consent, then also you can inform again as to how the information is going to be used. So if your information collection or the purpose is not very large, then you can perhaps design your consent form to be having the privacy notice along with it. So these are some of the basic guidelines and ways how you can utilize a privacy notice and communicate a privacy notice to your probable audience, to your users. We'll talk more about how privacy notice is linked with a consent form. What do they do, and are they friends to each other or enemies to each other? What kind of purpose they solve for any privacy organization in our next video. I hope you like this content. Please press like and bell icon. Stay tuned with me on my YouTube channel. Subscribe to it to get daily new update on data privacy, and share your feedback in the comment section. Thank you.